doing something for us, Shani. Eh? Ah,
This one
hey,
there, if it's straight bullet. Okay, guys.
eh.
Okay, thank you. Don't let us take their time so that Shani will not tell us that we took 5 minutes out of their time. Shani, the table is yours. Please, you can pick your assistant, someone who can assist you if you're having network issue. So, but for now,
Okay.
the table is yours. Please take over. Thank you.
Good morning, guys. As you know, uh, I'm by name Shani Idris, the leader for our team, and I'm thrilled to present our discussion today on software management and system logs in Linux. So, as a team member, we have been exploring the intricacies of what managing software efficiently and leveraging system logs to monitor, troubleshoot, and optimize Linux-based system. So our presentation will cover a lot about software management and system logs. So let me just stand here and assign the role to our first lady, who is Mrs. or Miss Georgina.
Mombosi.
Georgina Mahama or what?
To
Idris.
kickstart the presentation.
Okay, hello class. Good
Hello.
morning.
Hello,
So,
Good morning.
Georgina, wait for a while. So,
Hello, Georgina
guys,
Mahama.
if you know you are having any question, you
You
can
need to
drop
say your
it
place
in
before
the
you start
message box.
presenting.
Okay. So that
Please
right
don't use
after
our
that, we
technique.
answer
Don't use
every
our
question
technique.
that you guys have. Please, who is distracting us, please? So if you are having any question there, you just place it in the message box. Right after we are done, we'll let you guys know and we'll try our possible best to answer the questions for you. So thank you. So Georgina, you can take over.
Okay, so good morning. I hope everybody is fine.
Yes.
Please let me share my screen first. Okay, so I'm Georgina Ediama Akwa, a representative of Group 5. Our lecture today will be focused on software management, managing software log files. So I will take you through the different approach of managing software. Firstly, when you talk of managing a software in general, what do we mean by that? It's simply the practice and strategies to ensure success, right? So with that being out of the way, Linux package management is a process of installing, updating, configuring, and removing software packages on a Linux system. Okay. Linux distribution have different approach for managing software. I'll take you through 3 of them, which is the Red Hat method, the Debian method, and install from source code. So firstly, let's talk about the Red Hat method. When we talk about Red Hat method, it refers to the approach that Red Hat uses to manage and distribute software, especially within its ecosystem of Linux distribution. This method includes various tools, practices, and systems that focus on ensuring stability, security, and user-friendly in enterprise environments. So we have some key components when we talk about Red Hat method. And then some are RMP is a package management system. And to be clear, RMP stands for Red Hat Package Management, right? So RMP is a package management system used to install, update, and remove software on the Red Hat-based system. And then we have another key point, which is the RMP package have the .rmp file extension. And the RMP tools, which helps in maintaining the software life cycles, which include install, update, and uninstall. Another key point is the YAM. YAM stands for Yellow Adapter Modified. The YAM is a front end to use with the RMP to manage packages in a more user-friendly way. YAM automates dependency resolution, making it easier to install and update software. So with all being said, in summary, the Red Hat method places an important priority on enterprise-grade solution, security and stability, ensuring that companies and organizations can depend on Red Hat method for a long-term operation and key infrastructure. So now let's move on to the Debian method. So the Debian method is the approach of managing and installing software packages using the Debian package method system, which is based on the apt command, which allows users to easily install, update and remove software packages from repository with simple commands like apt update or apt install and apt upgrade or apt remove. Debian uses the .deb file as its package format, which contains all the necessary information for installation. So now this brings us to our last point, which is install from source code. You can also install or update software using a package provider in the source code format. Installing from source code usually involves with 3 steps. First, you download the source code package, and then you compile the source code package, and lastly, you install the software. Now let's talk about package managers and packages. Package manager, when we talk about package manager, it is a tool that automates software management tasks like installation, update, and removal. Now let's talk about the software packages. Software packages is a collection of files that provides an application which is usually packaged in formats like .rmp or .deb. And .rmp is used for Red Hat-based systems, while .deb is used for Debian-based systems. Now, package managers maintain the software through its life cycles, and the life cycles include 1. Install, update, inventory, or uninstall. So let's break them down. With install, when you install a software, the package manager fetches the required software packages from a repository or local source, and then places it in the appropriate directories on your system. But now with the update, the package manager checks for newer versions of installed software, and then if the updates are available, it downloads and installs them. It may include bug fix or new features. Now let's move on to inventory. With inventory, the package manager maintains the inventory of all the software installed on the system, and then it tracks all installed packages, their versions, and the file they contain. Lastly, let's talk about uninstall. When a software is no longer needed, the package manager can uninstall it. This removes software packages and its associated files depending on how the package was installed. Now let's talk about repository. Repositories are servers that contain software packages. Examples are Amazon 2 Core and Amazon 2 Extra Docker. Also, repositories are storage locations that contain software packages and resources for installing and updating applications. And then they are similar to the app stores on our mobile phone. we have some key benefits of Linux repository. We have security and stability, automated update, efficiency, and dependency management. So let's break them down. When we talk of security and stability, repositories are maintained by trusted Linux distributions, which typically undergo security checks, ensuring that packages are vetted to minimize the risk of installing malicious softwares. Now, with automated updates, package managers can automatically check and install available updates from the repository, keeping softwares up to date. And then with efficiency, repositories determine the need to manually compile softwares from source code, saving a lot of time and then effort. Now with dependency management, repository manage dependencies between packages, ensuring that all required components are installed correctly when installing a new application. Now let's talk about the default repository, where default repositories are located. When you first install a Linux distribution, it often comes with default repository located in the /etc/apt source. Now let's talk about how do Linux repository work. Right. So when you issue a command like apt install, your system connects to the configured repository, and then it searches for the requested software package and install it along with any dependencies. And then repository are essential for maintaining the software ecosystem in your system. Now let's talk about the reason why we need to create a local repository. Okay, so in Linux, you create a local repository to have accessibility connections of software packages on your system, allowing you to install or update application without you needing an active internet connection. So now let's talk about the key reasons to create a local repository. One is offline installation, version control, customer package management, dependency management. So with the offline installation, when internet access is limited or unavailable, the local repository provides a source to install package without needing to download them online each time. Now with the version control, you can maintain specific version of packages in your local repository, ensuring consistency across different systems or deployment. Now let's talk about the custom package management. If you need to distribute specific packages on configuration to multiple systems, creating a local repository allows you to easily manage and deploy them. Lastly, let's talk about dependency management. By having a local repository, you can control the exact dependency of application, ensuring compatibility issues are minimized. So this is the end of my presentation. So with all what I have said, I'll call on my next colleague, Jonathan, to demonstrate everything with the practical aspect I've spoken about. So Jonathan, you're next.
Thank you so much, Georgina. Thank you for breaking down everything for us and really getting into it. So my name is Jonathan. I'll be here to give you guys a simple tutorial on software management. I'll just like to go ahead and share my screen so you can access my terminal. Give me a second. I hope you guys can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Nice one, nice one, nice one. All right. So I whipped up a brand new EC2 instance for this. So let me just go ahead and clear my screen, my terminal, so that we can focus here. So everything was set up recently. First thing I'd like us to do is to dive into package management, or should I say software management? Yes. And the first thing I'd like us to do is to check for updates on our system, see if we need to update any software on our system. And for that, we'll be using, this is a Red Hat based Linux distribution. So we'll be using the YAM tool instead of APT. So because this is an AWS course, I just thought that would be advisable for us to use YAM for our demonstrations. Okay, so first command I'd like us to use is the YAM. We need to use sudo for this though. So sudo yam, and I'm going to give it the Y option to tell it to force a yes in case there's any permission requirements to install what we need to do. So we are going to do check updates command, right? We're going to use the check updates command for this, and we are going to press enter. And yeah, apparently this is a system which is already up to date, so you not see so many softwares that need updating. Depending on how outdated your system is, your output will be different. So moving forward, I would also like to apply some security related updates. Okay, in a work environment, patching your system with security updates is very important. So I'd like to demonstrate that, and the command for that will be sudo yam, and I'm going to do the security option, which is a double dash, and I'll say security. All right, and then I can press enter for this. All right, let me see. Sudo yam. Okay, I think all right, so this is let me reconstruct that command again. I forgot to add my Y option to that. So I'll just press the up arrow key and then use my arrows to navigate this command. And after yam, I'm going to say dash Y to give it permission to run the updates. Okay. So basically, let's try and see if we can make sense of the output that we are getting right now. So sudo yam -y security. Okay, yeah, so this is a first. I just made an error in my command. I don't know if anyone noticed, but I just put the option here to install security updates, but I didn't give it the command, which is to update. Okay, and this is where YAM will use the opportunity to give me more of like a terminal, a syntax suggestion on how to create my my command. And all these are options that you can add to your Linux, to your YAM command. So I'm going to go ahead and clear this, and then I'm going to make the adjustment for my command. So it's supposed to be sudo yam update and then security. So sudo yam update security. Thank you. So let me go ahead and type update and then press enter. Okay, so the output here we are seeing now is dependencies resolved, nothing to do, and complete. And that's because our system is already updated and we do not need to upload any. Like I said, depending on how outdated your system is, that's the deciding factor on what output you are going to get. So if you try this on your own system, you might be having a different output. All right, so moving on, we are going to try and install a software or should I say a service, a web server service called Apache. We are going to do that with the install httpd command, and we are going to do that by doing sudo yum colon the package manager, which is yum, and then we are going to say install, give it a command install, and then after that we are going to state which service we want to install, and that like it's not working. You would need to roll back just in case there's an incident with your latest update. So this is where the update history comes in handy. And for that, we are going to use the sudo, we are going to use super user do, and we are going to say yum, we're going to call on yum again, and we are going to say history list. All right, we are telling yum to provide us with the history list of our updates. Okay, and then I'm going to press enter for this, and it's going to show us installations that we have already done in the past. Okay, software installations we have done in the past. As you can see, this is the ID field to show the ID of the installation. It's going to show you the command line, the command you type in your CLI for the installation. It's going to show you the date and time. It's going to show you the actions, which is install. And it's going to show you the things which were altered, maybe installed, removed, the number of things which were done, okay? And yeah, Git, I installed Git on this virtual machine yesterday because we'll use it for demonstration later on in this presentation. So this, as you can see, our HTTPD installation has an ID of 2. So we're going to keep this number, this 2 in our memory, right? We're going to keep that, just note that down for future purposes, for the next command we're about to type. All right, so after seeing the history, now we are going to look more deeply into this installation, this history that we just did. Okay, so for that, just to analyze what was really done in that history ID, we are going to say sudo, we're going to call on our super user again, because we are not on the root accounts. I think everybody knows that. So we're going to type sudo, and we're going to say yum, and then type history, and after that, we are going to say history info. We're going to call on the information of the history, and we're going to replace it with the ID. We're going to add the ID number at the end of the command to specify which entry in the history list we are looking into. And if I press enter, that should tell me, give me more information on what was done in the installation process. Okay, so we can see over here we have the transaction ID, which is number 2, the beginning time, the time the whole thing began. We can see end time over here. We can see the user which initiated the installation. We can see the return code, whether it was a success or it failed. We can see the command line here too, and some other parameters that I will not be looking into. Over here, we can see the Red Hat package manager and all of that. This is probably a database because I can see DB over here. So moving forward, we can see the packages altered, all the things that were altered. And over here, next to HTTPD, we can see 12 over here. So let me just count this and see if it is actually 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so these are 12 things that were altered, and you can see the actions over here, which was installed. All right, so moving forward, we are going to assume that these updates that we made to the system by installing some new software has caused our system to break down. So it is advisable for us as a working environment to roll back our updates so that we can return our systems to a working version, okay, to continue work. Because the idea of backup and recovery is to prevent loss of data and also to help people, the company stay operating in case of what's it called, an event or incident. So we are going to say, we are going to undo what has already been done by the installation of the service. And for that, we are going to say sudo sudo yum, and then we are going to say, give it a -y option again. And we're going to say history undo to undo what has already been done. And then we are going to state the number of the history ID, replace, and then hit enter. So this is going to roll back everything which was installed and remove all the things that were installed on the system. And we can see a list over here of things that were removed. And we can see the complete over here, indicating that the command went through successfully. So this is a demonstration of our Red Hat Linux distribution package manager YAM that we are using. And well, for a Debian or Ubuntu system, we'll be using the apt command here, but it is practically, they practically do the same thing. You just have to swap the YAM for apt. So there's no need to demonstrate that. So I want to go straight to demonstrating installing software with the source code method, which Georgina presented about. So I'll just go ahead and clear this. And for that, I had a software that came into mind that I usually use on my Kali Linux system. It will not be feasible to use that software on this, but it's the same installation process. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you the installation process, even though this is not a Kali system. So just pardon me on that. So this is a software. In your Linux journey, I'm sure we'll be able to testify that we use a lot of Git software and all of that in our operations and all of that. So in case you want to install through source code, you just go to the repository on Git. Usually they have an installation guide over here. And that was why I installed Git previously. So I'm just going to copy this command, which is git clone. I'm going to clone the repository on my system and then cd into the repository, and then I'm going to run the code from there. And that should be it for my presentation. So I'm going to do git clone, and it's going to just clone the repository from GitHub, and it says it's done. So I can just do an ls, and it's going to show me the repository, the folder, the directory I just cloned. And I'm going to do cd, and I'm going to say pimp my Kali. Just use the tab command to tab button to, and then I'm going to enter inside that directory. I'm going to do another ls to show me all that is here. And as you can see over here, we have an executable file over here. And to run that, we'll need to use, let me just do sudo, use call on super user do, and say // and then say pimp my Kali, right? And then I'll just type P and press tab to control the command, to complete the command for me. And then I'll press enter. And over here, the software is supposed to run, but because this is not a Kali Linux system, it gives us an error of Kali Linux not detected. Okay, so if you are using into security and maybe you use Kali Linux, this is a great tool for you to explore. Thank you so much for listening to me on my presentation. I'll hand over to Nana to take us through the next section of our presentation. Thank you.
Okay, so good morning once again. My name is Nana Bain, and obviously I'm a member of Group 5. Okay, so my colleague Silas and I will be your pilots for this session of the presentation. Okay, so just like we saw in the two previous presentation, I'll be handling the theoretical aspects of managing log files. Then my co-pilot, Silas, would handle the hands-on session, okay? So if I'm audible enough, you can give me a yes response or you can react with a thumbs up on the call whilst I share my screen.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. So on this session, I'll be talking about managing log files. Okay. And we have 4 lesson objectives here. Okay, so these are the things we aim to achieve by the end of this second session. Okay, so we have 4 lesson objectives. We have the first one as defining login and its type. The second one has to do with what is log rotation. Last but not the least, we have the importance of logging. And finally, I'll end my theoretical session aspect with levels involved in logging. Okay, so let's dive straight into it. What is logging? Okay, so from the PDF, from the slide, you can see that logs keep records of events on a system. Okay, which in the long run, it helps with what? Auditing. Okay, so by maintaining a detailed log or a detailed log file, you're able to gain valuable insights into the performance, the health, and also the security of your system and its applications. Okay, kindly note that these records, okay, they are generated by software applications, not just software applications, as well as the system itself. Okay, so basically, in short, okay, what we are saying is managing log files in Linux, okay, is essential for 3 main things. Okay, managing log files in Linux are essential. They are essential for 3 main things. And the first one is what? Maintaining system health. And when we talk about maintaining system health, we are talking about the CPU usage, we are talking about the memory usage, and we are also talking about the disk usage. Okay. The second essential has to do with troubleshooting issues. If I say troubleshooting issues, I mean you are able to find out what and who caused an error to happen in the system, okay, which log files have been able to record for you to see. And finally, the last essential of managing log files has to do with what? Ensuring high security, okay. So I would like you to take note of this. Linux usually stores its log files. The Linux environment, okay, usually stores its log files in the /var/log directory. Okay, so this particular log file, okay, will be demonstrated on the hands-on session by Silas. Okay, all right. So I'll quickly give 2 examples of these common log files. Okay, we have the system logs, which mainly contain system messages and events. Okay, and I'll also mention the boot logs, which is also an example of a common log file, which For the boot logs, they contain messages of system boot processes. Okay, so any system boot process which goes on is the boot log files, which gives you record or it gives you details of the boot process. Okay, I hope you are following. All right, so we'll move on to the following types of logs. Okay, we have 4 types. Okay, and kindly note that under these 4 types, we have subtypes in 2. Okay, so please don't be confused when I start mentioning subtypes in these main 4 types. Okay. All right, so the 4 main types are the system logs, the event logs, the application logs, and the services logs. Okay, so we are going to take them one after the other. Okay, so we are beginning with the system logs. Basically, these are essential logs for monitoring and also maintaining the health of the Linux system. Okay, so without these logs, you wouldn't have valuable insights, okay, to monitor your health or maintaining the health of your system. So you need log files to also get detailed information in regards to maintaining health and monitoring the health of your Linux system or environment. Okay, we'll move on to the second type. We have the event logs. Okay, so basically the event logs are logs that record significant events, okay, which occur within the Linux system. Okay, I don't know how many of you are financially inclined, okay, but if there are people who are financially inclined here, we have something we call the petty cash book. Okay, so in finance, the petty cash book has to do with the recording of petty cash expenses. Okay, so in relation to the event logs, okay, they do the vice versa of what the petty cash book does. Petty cash takes records of petty cash expenses, insignificant expenses. But for the event logs, they record the significant events that happen within your Linux system and environment. I hope it's clear. Okay. And also know that these logs help administrators to monitor system health, troubleshoot issues, and maintain security. Okay, so I made mention that in these 4 main types of logs, we have subtypes in 2 of them. Okay, and the first one has to do with the events log. So under the events log, we also have 4 subtypes of events logs. I'll quickly run through them. We have the system events logs, which are related to the operating system and its components. We have the application event logs. Okay, these are generated by applications and services. The third subtype of event log is the security event log. Okay, so this gives you records of security related events such as login attempts. Okay, so if you want a record of login attempts in your Linux system or environment, you need the security event logs to grant you access, okay, in that regard. Then finally, under the events log, we have another subtype, which is the hardware events log. Okay, so basically, hardware, like the name goes, is it relates to the hardware components such as the disk errors. Okay, so we are moving on to the third main type of logs. Okay, which is the application logs. So for under application logs, these are essential for tracking activities related to specific software applications. Okay, and under this application logs, we also have 4 subtypes. We have the error logs, which records details about errors during the execution of an application. So if you are in the process of executing an application and there is an error or an error happens, okay, you would then use the error logs under the application log type to what? To give you details about the error that happened during the specific execution of that specific application. I hope you understand. Okay. And under the application logs, the second type of the second subtype of application logs is the access logs, which basically tracks access to applications such as web pages. We move on to the transaction logs. This give details about transactions such as financial transactions. And also, finally, under the application logs, we have a subtype, which is the debug logs, which gives detailed information for debugging purposes. So that has to do with just debugging purposes. And finally, on the main types of logs, we have the services logs, okay? So these particular kind of logs, okay, they capture events and activities related to system services and daemons running on the Linux system, okay? So a daemon, okay, is not a literal daemon we know, okay? A daemon in computing aspect, okay, is a computer program that runs as a background process rather than being under the direct control of an interactive user. Okay, so basically is a program, okay, which runs as a background process. Okay, instead of it being at the forefront of an interactive user, it runs as a what? As a background process. Okay. An example is the HTTPD. Okay. All right. So we will then move on to the third slide. Okay, which has to do with the fourth slide, actually, which has to do with log rotation. Okay. All right. So when we say log rotation, okay, log rotation is just like the slide reads, log rotation is an automated process that is used in system administration where dated log files are archived. Okay. So basically, what we are trying to pass across is it is an essential practice. Okay, the log rotation command tool is an essential practice for managing log files in a Linux system. Okay. This helps prevent log files from consuming too much disk space by archiving the old ones and also starting new ones. Okay. Yes. So using the log rotation, you are able to free up space on your Linux system. Okay. And the process of freeing up space has to do with the compression. That's the archiving of what? The old ones. Okay. And kindly note it can be activated on a regular basis. Okay. And this is it can be weekly, it can be daily, it can be monthly. Okay. So the command line for this log rotation is the log rotate. That will also be done on the hands-on session by my co-pilot, Silas. Okay. So I'll just give you 3 uses of the log rotation tool. 1, it archives old logs. Okay, as I said earlier, this is done by compressing them to save space. Okay. Then the third use is giving availability to what? Creating new logs. Okay, this is where you start fresh log files, or for new log files, log file entries. Okay, yes, the third use of the log rotation command has to do with deleting old logs, which has to do with removing logs that are no longer needed. Okay, all right. Then the last but not the least slide has to do with the importance of logging. Okay. So the importance of logging, what benefits does an individual gain from managing log files or logging, okay? And on the slide, we've listed 4 of them. Yes, so the first one has to do with the security audits. Okay, yes, security audits. Logs play critical roles in maintaining security and compliance. Okay, they are able to record authentication attempts, access to sensitive data, and other security-related events. Okay, so these are one of the important rules logging plays under security audits. Okay. They can also help detect and respond to unauthorized access, security breaches, and as well as other malicious activities. Okay, so these log files grant you all these help, okay, in detecting and responding to unauthorized access, security breaches, activities. We'll move on to the service level agreements, which is abbreviated as SLEs. Okay, so first off, an SLE, okay, is a formal document that outlines the expected level of service between a service provider and a consumer and a customer. Okay, so there's a formal document that outlines the expected level of service, okay, between a service provider and a customer. I don't know I'll use this demonstration. I don't know how many of you are familiar with DSTV, that's multi-choice, or GoTV. You see, so when DSTV or GoTV is running a promotion, okay, most of the times in their text messages, okay, or in their emails, in their communication via text message or emails, you would see SLA, okay, of 72 hours. Okay, I don't know how many of you are familiar with that, but all what I'm trying to say is that the SLA outlines the expected level of what service, outlines the expected level of service the service provider will be giving to what you, the customer. So basically, in the SLA of a DSTV promotion message, you would see you'll be reconnected within the next 72 hours after payment. Okay, so within the next 72 hours after payment is the what outlined expected level of what service between the service provider and you, the customer. Okay, so in relating login to what service, that's SLAs, that's service level agreements. Okay, it's basically you okay, so basically we in relating login in SLA context, okay, login actually ensures and maintains a high quality service delivery as well as accountability. I hope you understood the service level agreement, that's the SLAs. All right.
Yeah, you made yourself clear.
Okay, thank you. We would move on to the third one, which has to do with proactive troubleshooting. Okay, so in login, they provide detailed information about the events and errors that occur within an app or a system. Okay, so basically, without login, okay, you won't be able to troubleshooting would be much more difficult and time consuming. Okay, so without managing logs or without log files, okay, if you want to do troubleshooting manually, okay, you would consume a lot of time and you find it very difficult to achieve. Okay, all right, so then we end with the last importance, which has to do with industry requirements. Okay, so in industry requirements, logging is also essential for meeting industry-specific regulatory requirements and also ensuring operational efficiencies. Okay. All right. And this is the final stop of my presentation, which has to do with login levels. Okay. So what are login levels? Okay. So login levels, these are ways which help you to categorize the importance and the severity of log messages generated, you receive, which are generated by the what application and the system. Okay. So with this logging levels, it comes with it helps you to categorize or to prioritize log entries based on what their significance. Okay. So you can actually filter, okay, the log entries you receive using these logging levels. Okay, these logging security levels. Okay. All right. So the first level is, so there are actually 8 levels. The first one has to do with a 0, and you can identify a 0 as an emergency. Okay, and this describes log messages when the system becomes unstable. Okay, the second security level has to do with 1, which can be identified, okay, as alert. So the description here has to do with logs when immediate action is needed. Okay, so with this kind of logs, immediate action is what is needed. The third security level is 2, which is identified as what's critical. The description here is logs only messages for critical errors. The system may become unstable. It's similar to that of the emergency level 1. Okay, but that's a bit more faint as compared to the emergency one. The fourth level is the error level. Okay, so it's identified as the error. It's identified as error, and here the logs only messages, but it also that indicates non-critical error conditions or more serious messages. Okay, then the fifth one has to do with 1. It can be identified as 1, which is 4. These are logs only messages that are warning or more serious messages. Okay, the set one, which is 5, which the security level is 5, which is identified as the notice. These are messages for normal events, but of significant importance. Okay, so but they are normal messages, but the messages they carry are what are of significant importance. You can't put a blind eye to them, those kind of messages. Okay. The seventh one, which it has the security level of 6, is the info. It's identified as info. Okay, so the info has a description where logs or informational messages and more serious messages. So that's also similar to that of the notice. And finally, the 8th security level, which is 7, is identified as the debug. Okay, and the description here has to do with logs or debug level and info messages. All right. So this brings me to the theoretical aspect or session of managing log files. Okay. Thank you for your time. We'll quickly call on Silas, my co-pilot Silas, to take over this session, to take over the hands-on session. Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah, so Silas, okay.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. Please, am I audible?
Yes, Silas, you are.
Okay,
Yes,
so
Silas, you're audible. You can proceed.
thank you. Good morning, David. Good morning, everyone. Please, I am
Good morning.
about to demonstrate how log management is done in Linux. So for what you're going to do, I'm going to demonstrate where the log files reside in Linux and also demonstrate how we can view log files and also how log files are kind of structured. And lastly, we also deal with log rotate. But one unfortunate thing is I'm not going to demonstrate how to configure a log rotate, but I'll show you where the files are resided and the various folders that are in the log rotate directory. Or better still, I can call on Jonathan to come and demonstrate how to configure a log rotate file and run a log rotate, which is a utility to compress or do anything with logs, right? Okay, so let's just get started. So the first thing is where are logs located? Logs are located in our variable/log directory in our system. So we just go into it and see how it looks like. So we just do cd in the file part of the log directory. All right, so let's view the files in there. So we can see the various files in our log folders, or which are directory, sorry, we are then so we have to say directory, have directory, you have distribution upgrade, we have unattended upgrade, landscape, those are all log files. So you can see Apache 2 here, which is an application on the system. So Apache 2 is an application on the system, and all the logs of Apache 2 are logged in this directory. Okay, so we have other system logs here. We have the oath.log, which is the authentication logs. If a user logs in, if a user uses sudo command, everything is logged there. And we have kernel.log. That one is the kernel running, the Debian or the daemon logs are stored there. And we also have the hardware logs in there. Okay, so how do we view our log files? So we can use our log files by using the popular command cat, or we can use tail, we can use less, we can use more. Yeah, those file viewing commands, those are what we use to view logs, right? Okay, so let's get to it. First of all, I'll open the oath.log command, but I just want the first 10 logs. So I'll just use it, and I'll do oath.log, then I'll open it. Okay, so this is my oath.log, which is showing how I've logged into my system and everything. So we can see that it's structured in such a way that we have our timestamp, which is indicating when the log occurred, and I could see from which PC I am logging into the system from Masala's PC. They also have logged in. You see, for the first one, this one, you can see that system logged in. Then there's a new C, like I think that was when I created this daemon, so it has logged me in. So that's one key feature of this log. Okay, so let's see. We can also view another log. Which one should we take a look at? Take a look at the alternatives of the log. Let's view the first thing. So this is a log. I don't know what this log does, but I think it has a function. We can look into that maybe some other time, but time is not on our side. So let me clear this page. Okay, so let's take a look at the system log, where it logs hardware logs information to, or it stores them there. So we can do head. We want to view the first 10 as usual. Okay, so this is the system logs on our machine. This is the first thing. We have yeah, okay. So this is our system log. The one I've highlighted, this is one of them. You could see that there's a BIOS, there's an indicator where it's showing BIOS. You have a BIOS provided physical RAM map. You see, this is hardware stuff. So where our hardware logs are stored is in the system log. Okay. Well, there are a lot of logging things to do. I think okay, so let's go to application log. So we open our Apache directory. and see what is in there. Okay, so you see, this is our Apache 2 logs. You see, we have our access.log, error.log, other vehicles, and the access.log. So for Apache, we know that Apache is a web server. So if someone wants to access Apache, it logs into the access log. And if in a case where there is an error, put in the error.log right here. So that's how it works. Let's see what is in the error.log. Or let's go to the access. So since I haven't used good morning, I haven't used the application yet. I don't have access. Like access, I haven't used any access, so it hasn't logged anything. So that's one thing. But if you go to another folder and go to unattended. Okay. We also have unattended upgrades dpkg.log. So I think these are upgrades that we haven't touched yet for our Debian package. So let's see what is in there. Okay, so yeah, I think it's empty. It's also empty, so there's nothing to do here again. Okay, so I think this is how logs are. This is how logs are. But I want to demonstrate something. So let's take a look at okay, so this is another log file, which is Bootstrap. Bootstrap is also in the kernel or is also in the OS, which is a part of the scope of this course. Okay, so I want us to view the last log file. This one. Okay, so this log file, the Debian package.log, which is the package manager for this OS, you can see that it has a timestamp and it has the event that triggered this kind of log and the action that took place. Right. So for the first one, you can see that this event took time was 3:15, and the event that actually made this kite telling us. Okay, so let's say there was an instance where we want to view maybe a subsection of the log file, right? Maybe you want to see a section where like only install events took place. There is a way to do that. We already know it, but we just have to apply it here, right? Okay. So let's do it. Let's make it a cat dpkg.log. Then we'll throw it to the pipe operator. Then we'll use grep. Hope we all know grep, right? Grep is for how do we call it? It's used for extracting parts of a text file. That's what grep is used for. So collect install. So this command will give us all instances in this log where there is an install in that part of the log. Okay. So as we can see that in all this log, these meaningful logs, in all these instances, an event took place, which was an installation of an application, or there's some kind of update. Yeah, so this is a demonstration of log files, or how to manage, how to view log files, right? Okay. So when we are talking about the management of log file, you see this log file is mini. So In an instance where we are facing memory issues, we have to compress some of these log files and store them for future references. And a way to do that is using the log rotate, right? So we'll go into that one too. I'll just demonstrate where it is resided, the config file, and the log rotate directory, the directories that are in the log rotate. Okay, so let's go to home. All right. So our log rotate is located in the etc directory, right? So we can view cd etc, right? So our log rotate is here. You can see our log rotate. We have our log rotate configuration file and our log rotate.d, which is our directory, right? So the log rotate config file is what we use to configure our log rotate utility format. Please do you get it? So if you want to view the log rotate configuration file, we can use ask to view what's inside log rotate. Oh, sorry, this is a configuration console.config. So this is our log.config. So we can edit this file and insert some commands there that will try to manage our log files. Okay, so let's view our log rotate directory. So our log rotate directory is in log rotate.d. So you can just move into it. Okay, so our log rotate directory. So all of these directories are in our log rotate. So in any case that we define a log rotate or we configure a log rotate, all of these folders, the log rotate will be applied to them, and all the logs that are residing in there will be suppressed, or we can email it, or we can do a lot with log rotate. We can even view the documentation for log rotate. We can do a lot. We can email, yeah, as I said, we can email log, we can compress, you know, we can truncate some and all those things, right? So I think this is all about managing logs, managing logs. Yeah. So thank you. And please, I'm done. So Tani.
For you all to answer those questions. As I told you, but I haven't seen any question there in the message box. I don't know what. You guys, you can start answering your asking your question.
I guess, Shani, you surprised many of them. That's all. You do all. That is all. Okay. George. Okay. Okay, I'm not mentioning any names anyway. So please, let's hear your feedback. Questions for them. Surprise them. I believe you guys, you all enjoyed the presentation, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Very
please.
much. Very much.
Yes,
Yes,
please.
sir.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yes,
are
we
you not
did.
are you not in the same group? Why are you
We enjoyed it very well. We
why are
enjoyed
you
it very
hailing
well.
yourself?
No, we are
We
not.
equally did. We equally
Or
did.
you are trying to create a pandemonium, a
Oh
kind
no,
of
we are not.
sentiment.
No, we actually did.
You see, we are not. We are not. You alone are endorsing it yourself. Yes, we have people with hands up. George is here.
Hi. Hello, Sunny. Unfortunately for you guys, I don't have any questions. Like, it's so fantastic. You guys did a very good job. So well done. I really don't have any question for you guys. I'm just, you know, happy you guys did a good job. Yeah. So thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you,
Sunny, I
George.
hope Sunny is off the hook for now, but don't worry, next week I'll have questions for you.
Okay, okay, guys, you can see that is interesting. That is interesting. Well, when you're surprised to the bone, that is what you get, right? So, yes, 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 yes. Well done, everyone. That was a fantastic presentation, as far as I'm concerned, to me. Yeah. So I have my own opinion. I've already put your marks down. So, I'll be collating the results, and I will be getting back to you in the afternoon. In the meantime, I do think there are things you could have done better. Okay. There is absolutely not something that is new, but one thing I observe is the log thing. Okay. Always, like I always tell you, prepare down fully. Now, you see, what is your end goal after this program? I always wanted to ask you this, all of you. I said I will ask each and every one of you later on. What is your aim? Is it to get job? If it's to get job, then you have a good reason for you to participate in every activity of this class. Now, even some of you, if not for anything, some of you have even inspired other students. You don't know. There are some people that will not even have time ordinarily. They have created time. And that is a fantastic opportunity. So now, when you continue like this, you are guaranteed, you have the guarantee of succeeding, not only getting new job, you get new offer. That is how it works. Now, there's going to be interview sessions with them are better when the time comes. But for now, I do think that you guys, you are good to go. Like, I'm giving you my full endorsement. You are good to go. Yes, you are good to go. This is awesome. This is awesome. I'm very happy to have seen this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
If I knew the fact I've said that this will be the terrain going forward. So adjust yourself to it and then get used to it, because there's going to be, there's no way some of you will finish here and you say you are using CCP, you want to go and look for a job. No, I will not advise you, because you still need experience. Now, with what you are doing here, you are not only breaking the eight, you are making things happen. Okay, you are making things happening. So with that, you boost not only you boost your presentation skills, you are boosting it, yes. And the preparedness before coming to class, you are boosting it. Okay. So before you come and present, you have to extremely prepare before coming. So which is a good thing. Now, there's something I observed there. You should have checked your system log and your access log. That was the last person that presented. So apart from that, I think everything went well at my end. Okay. So make sure that you do your homework well. So what could have led to those information in the system log? What could have other things that you could have done? So these are the things that I do think you could have worked on and had to your information. But apart from that, I think you are okay. You're okay. Okay. So Queensley, I'm waiting for you. Queensley and Kwame Oduru. So in the meantime, I will take your scores. I hope you have access to the videos. Well done, Silas. That's good. Yes. You have access to the video.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. That's good. What again? In the afternoon, we'll be wrapping up everything about networking. I mean, about Linux. So whatever cases and lab you have, please. I hope everything has been settled out. From Cloud Foundation, I hope everything has been settled out by now.
So we are on it. I'll be down soon personally.
Cloud Foundation.
Yes, sir.
You are still on. Come again. One person is talking. Let the person finish. Yes, Jonathan.
Yes, I have, I think, 2 lessons left in a cloud foundation, and the Linux. I'm about to dive into that immediately. I'm done with those ones.
You have till 12. Oh. The people, they are coming to pack those things. So whatever it is
Yes.
you are doing, you have to finish it at 12.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, because when they are paying, they will use that to assess you for this week. And they said they will be sending you guys code signal. So that code signal, I don't think there's nothing you guys can handle. With what you have done in this class presentation and everything, you should be fine. Yes, Kwame Oduru, where your score, please? You are the one making your class. Yeah, I mean waiting here. So you are keeping us await for your this thing.
Say code signal.
No, not code signal. Send me your score for this presentation. That is Kwame Oduru.
So please, yesterday I faced an issue with the last lab. I think when I was done, I was trying to terminate my this thing, and it was saying you don't have. I don't think they said I should give permission for me to be able to terminate my EC2.
Did you end the lab?
Yes, I did.
That's all. Once you end the lab, that's all. It will be recorded. It might not show at your end, but it is recorded as mine.
Okay.
Yeah. And who again? Kwame Oduru, is he here? Is Oduru on this call? He should give his call. He shouldn't delay me. I'm going. Or the guy has another agenda. Yes, George.
David, please, you mentioned earlier that our lab for, sorry, the cases and the labs for cloud computing will be accessed today.
Come again.
I said you mentioned earlier that our cases and labs for foundational cloud computing will be accessed today.
Yes. The team will be looking into it today.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so whoever is not yet done with cases and lab, you're on your own.
Oh.
Uh, cases and lab
Okay.
of that one. Oh, over the weekend by next week Tuesday, you should be done with this line also. Yes.
Okay.
So on Tuesday, you are not having me. I'm not on your calendar for Tuesdays. So unless Abeta is the one in charge of Tuesday program. You get it. So that's it. So please, I will plead with them. So you finish it today. So by tomorrow morning, they should archive it. I hope that is clear.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So if you did not do that, that one is on your own. So, but I'll give you till next week, Tuesday, for Linux-based machine. So over the weekend, this thing you can finish them within, just do their lab and you'll be fine. You can sit down in a group, one person can explain it, while others are just jumping from one place to the other, just doing that. You can coordinate yourself and do it. In as much as you have done this presentation, even me, I learned from you. You think I know everything? Hello? Nobody knows everything, no. I learned some cool stuff from you guys, which is very, very refreshing. And some of it are new, some of it I already know. So that is good thing. That is great one for you guys. I really appreciate it. It's nice. It's nice. Awesome job for you. Where is this Kwame? Kwame, okay, Kwame Abe, please give me their score. Give me their grades, please. If Kwame Oduru is not talking, maybe they know some people, they will be like they are in the meeting. They have their
Oh,
own
sir.
agenda.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I'm here.
Give me their
I'm
scores.
about to send it. Okay, sir. Thank you.
So by the close of the day, you should hear from me about who the winner is. And if you win, that means you are on the spotlight for that week. So I pray that you will not fall so that you can win 3 consecutive times. Then I can do a surprise package for all of you. That's all. That is 45, 46, 47, 48. Okay. I'm calculating something. Okay, guys. So that will be it. Thank you.
So we
So
start in the afternoon, right?
yes, in the afternoon. Yes, majority of your work will be done in the class. So in the afternoon, there are a lot of things going to happen. I'm going to also announce another buffer for all of you. So what do I mean by buffer? It's a different arrangement going for next week. So a different routine, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll be discussing that with your team lead. That is how nothing stays the same in my class. Everything changes. Okay. Please get used to it. That is how the workforce is. Why am I doing all this to you? It's not that I'm wicked or I have some hidden agenda. The point is, I'm showing you, I'm taking you through many other views, okay? In such way, everyone is not going to not only going to benefit, it's going to make you an independent person. So it's going to take time, but you are going to be the best, yeah, you could ever be. You know, I don't know you, you know you better than me. So, and you can find our spots going through rigorous points, right? For me, I learned that watching videos and watching YouTube, all those things, it doesn't help me like me reading. Okay. So I inculcated that habit recently more, and I really enjoyed it than actually going through a lot of stuff through videos. At times I can watch video first. That's my own approach. I can watch video first. If the English or whatever they are saying is too fast for me, I'll go back. I get I practice questions. When I practice the questions, then I go back again. Then I read books to get a better understanding of the concept. So by so doing, I not only have 3 views of how not to do things, I've mastered ways of going about things and then helping me absorb the content better. And once I know something, trust me, it never leaves me easily. Yes, it will take time. And even though the kind of thing I love working with things I know, once it's there, it's there. If I just touch it, it will come back. So people are like that. So just find out yourself. But with the way we are going, I do believe that you will discover that and you'll find parts that makes things easy for you. And you can use that to decide what your future will look like. Remember, if you find it, if the solution to someone without ideas is for him to get more ideas. So if he has more ideas, then he will look like a wise man. If he doesn't and he's still saying that he does, then he will be the other way man. So please, it's all about you. It's not about me. But I'm grateful. I'm happy. Your presence here have actually elated me. And you've also made me understand that students learn a lot from themselves. So congratulations and kudos to you all. Thank you. It was such a wonderful experience with you. And I'm going to keep your record. Yes, I'm going to keep your record after your cohort. I'm going to keep it. Yes. So I look forward to an interesting session in the afternoon. Any question or any concerns that needs to be raised now, generally about the whole thing you did this week from Wednesday to now? Any question or concerns that needs to be addressed now? Okay, since no question, I thank you all. I'll be calling the leaders and then we talk. Thank you guys and bye-bye. You are all going. Bye-bye. Ade.
Bye. Bye. See.
Bye bye.